Good morning, everybody. Orange A here with another War of the Visions video, and this is a big week for War of the Visions with guild raids starting this week, and we're right in the middle of limited guild battles. So a lot of stuff going on to keep you engaged playing the game, but we're also getting some new stuff coming into the game, including 4 Master Ability 2s, one of them for ShadowLynx, one of the hypest MR units in the game. We're getting 2 new vision cards, a rerun of 2 old vision cards, and some new gear. So I'm going to go over all the new stuff coming to the game this week, give you my opinion on if it's something you should care about, something you should just pass on, pull for, all of that stuff. Let's do it, and let's start with the Master Ability 2s. This is the easiest thing to cover this week because the URs in particular just get a little bit better at the thing they're supposed to do. Moore is a 90 cost water mage who's made to be played against magic teams. She's still exactly the same, she's just gonna do a little bit more damage now because she's catching 15 magic attack up and AP consumption down 20%. Those are good. It's a nice little tack on to what was already a pretty strong master ability, so she'll continue to just be an anti-magic mage for your water teams if that's the type of squad you're setting up. And she's already a good unit. She didn't need a ton, so that's nice. Corwell, on the other hand, is still just going to be Corwell. He's just going to be Corwell with 15 more missile attack and 20 missile attack resistance penetration. Is that a good buff? Yes, but like I said, it's still just Corwell, right? And Corwell has some fans out there. There's a lot of people who at 80 costs do find some opportunities to use him. I want to mention that neither of those buffs help him out with his, he has a 2-handed sword sub job with the 3-hit move in it right here, right? Drain Rush. So for PvE sake, sometimes that was a good way to make use of him. Those buffs don't help that at all. It just helps his PvP missile attacks, and it is what it is. It's Corwell, right? It's Corwell. Let's move on. ShadowLynx. This is the hype one to me. Her old master ability was already really good for being one of the older master abilities in the game. 25% attack, 15 evasion rate was so good. This is an MR unit that could go solo dark selection quest, right? She was that good. But it clearly is an old master ability. So what's the upgrade look like? She will now get HP and Berserk resist buff for her dart team, so that's pretty good. Her attack and evasion stay the same. She's going to pick up 30 defense pin, which is a big deal, help her do some damage in PvP, and then 40 AoE resist, which will drop off if she's hit once. So let me break that down for you real quick. Basically, they're setting her up to be a very, very strong dark evasion unit for limited cost situations. Here's the deal. She's already a super good evader. Now, if she does happen to get caught in an AoE attack and it hits her, she doesn't dodge it, she has a good chance of living through it, especially if you're bringing in some other sources of AoE resist through vision cards or something. She'll probably live through an AoE attack, which gives her more chances to dodge later, and with the defense penetration buff, she could hit pretty dang hard in some cost limited situations, so a great unit for MR cost, just becoming a greater MR unit. Love that one. Now, Naya, another unit I'm a fan of right here for cost limited options. She's an SR at cost 40, so if you're really squeezed on cost, she's a good support to turn to. Her old master ability gave her magic plus 40% and activation time down for her skills. All of that is staying the same. This skill that's getting upgraded is full life. We'll look at that here in a minute. She's also catching 15 AoE resist, which she has such low HP, she might still just die to AoE attacks, even if you are adding in more, but it is what it is with her. And she's getting decreased aggro 3. That might help her live, especially to drive the enemy away from her towards your tanks or towards your other units at the beginning of a fight. That is really useful. If we look at the full life upgrade, it is just increasing the 2 things. One, it has a higher chance to hit. If a unit already had 50 faith, it's had a really good chance of bringing them back to life anyway. Now it has a really, really good chance to bring them back to life, even if they're not running a bunch of faith, and it gets a second use. She has 2 uses of full life. She's the only person in the game with that. So that's pretty cool. You still like her in cost limited groups for this reflect skill if you could get her AI to use it. Her AI is a little bit tricky to work around. That is the Master Ability 2s. Really love the MR and SR upgrades here. Now, let's talk about some old vision cards that are rerunning for us. Exorcist. Here's the deal with Exorcist. It is a phenomenal PvE card. I would say if you're a player who likes to go for high scores in PvE events, especially guild raids, this is a must pull if that's you. It's that because it's of this ability right here, Triple Trick. It's a 3-hit, 2-cast attack that can be used by any unit who has these jobs as either a main or sub job. That is massively powerful. It also takes on the element of the unit using it. It's insane. And then critical hit rate buff on there is nice as well for PvP and PvE. And slash attack resistance penetration 35 is really good if you're running mono slashing teams. This card is one of my favorite cards in the game. It is one of the cards I used the most in PvE, and occasionally it works its way in into PvP as well. Love this card if they put good banners out, which we won't know until tomorrow. If they put good banners out for these old cards, I would say if you have some Visior sitting around, pick this one up. Pick this one up. Okay, Halloween monsters. This card I'm less high on. It is good if you are an Earth player, specifically if you are an Earth Frederica player. This is a big time Earth evasion card. Its group buff is 15% agility and spirit for your Earth team. Pierce resist 20 is nice as well. Then you get luck as the unit effect and Earth attack for Earth Freddy and for Halloween Ryu. Don't worry about the Halloween Little Leela bits on here, but the stats on it are Frederica's. It's HP, attack, luck, which you need to dodge, agility, which you need to dodge, and then some spirit and pierce resist to help you survive a little bit. Great card for her, good card for Earth. This is the one that I would probably pass on, though, over Exorcist, if I somehow had to compare them. But really, if you're an Earth player, maybe you think about going for this card. Again, let's see the banners. Okay, we have a couple new cards. Let's start with the Halloween new card, because we're talking about Halloween cards. Nightmare Halloween is what it's called on the JP translation. Here it is. This is definitely Halloween Lucia's card. It is also a card designed to make a mage into a higher damage, higher survivability mage. That's what it's supposed to do. So the unit effect on this, magic up, AoE resist up. I love this unit effect. If you are a mage, you get 10 AoE resist in a unit effect on a vision card. That's insanely good. Plus 10% magic. Love that. We'll come back to this ability in a minute. Party effect are if you have any of these jobs, you get Human Killer 20 when attacking with magic attacks, and strike resistance 10%. Pretty good. Human Killer's always nice. Again, helping your mages do more damage with their magic attacks, and you're getting 20 single target resist. So what I love about this card is it is an option for any element running these jobs to add single target resist while also giving you AoE resist. You could stack this AoE resist with a group buff from a vision card, and now you could be sitting at 30 AoE resist on a unit just from vision cards. You can then add gear, you can add espers, you can add buffs, and you could be looking at a mage who just eats AoE attacks like they're cereal or something. Plus you get a little defense sprinkled in here too. Love that a lot. Now this ability, the ability is usable by these jobs, right? You see it's staff wielding mage jobs basically. And it is a 3-hit, 2-use attack that decreases single target resist by 30. This is huge. This gives all elements that can run a mage an option for a 3-hit chaining attack that is a single target resistance debuff. Single target resist debuffs, big deal in guild raids if you're going for high scores. Also, it is an any element 3-hit chaining attack. I know magic does not chain like slash, missile, pierce, all of that. However, in my fire teams of the past, Classy Glassy with her 3-hit attack still is capping damage and is still a core part of those teams. This is just even better because it also decreases single target resist, which is insane. Really like this card. Again, I think if you're a Halloween Lucia player, this is a must get, because if we switch back over to the game real quick, you'll see that she is getting a global upgrade on here as well. So if you're Halloween Lucia, you're also getting magic attack up and HP up, which is a nice little boon to this card. Okay, now we're getting another new card. We are getting Intersecting Destinies. This is Chunak's card. It is HP attack agility. Love a card that gives me 4 agility on that. That's really nice. Unit effect, slash attack up 15 for any water unit. Okay, that's nice. Party effect is luck, critical evasion, slash attack resistance penetration. This is really nice. The luck is going to be good for accuracy teams and for evasion teams, so it's got 2 uses there. Crit evasion's whatever, but it is okay. You still don't want to get crit. Slash attack resist penetration 35. Again, if you could start getting enough slash attack resistance penetration, the game to me feels like it's almost like there was a time at the very beginning of this game when mono slashing teams were just some of the best teams in the game. Then there was enough ways to build slash resistance, and there was not enough penetration that mono slash teams were just suicide at high level PvP. You're just going to get resisted, you're going to get tanked, it won't work. Now, when there's cards out there that give you 35 penetration, and there's gear that gives you another like 15 or 20 or something like that, you can get enough penetration of slash attack resistance that you might be able to make mono slash teams that don't care about slash resist. Thinking about an element like water and, I don't know, Celis Asterius any other thing combo, this card seems pretty dang good. In that case, I really like it there. Also, it is getting a global exclusive buff. Let's scroll down, see if I can not crash the emulator while scrolling. Here's Intersecting Destinies. Global upgrade, Chunok and Ramada are getting defense piercing and luck up. So, I mean, oh my gosh, if you're Chunok, you will have slash attack resistance piercing and defense piercing from this, potentially making you something like a good PvP unit. I still think his main use is going to be PvE chaining teams, but this is a nice buff for him. And then Ramada also likes both of those buffs. And then Jaden also gets a buff on this because his picture's on the card, but literally never run this card on Jaden because then you are trolling. Okay. Gear. We got 2 new pieces of gear. One of which is Halloween Lucia's book. We did not know if we were going to be getting this week. I'm very happy that we are because this book is really, really good for her. You're going to want to build the magic variant of this. Get yourself 165 magic. It's going to give you magic attack resistance penetration 20, so I love that. Let me scroll. We're a little scrolled in. Let me scroll out a little bit. Magic attack resistance penetration 20. Loving that. Then for Lucia, you're going to get magic attack 15 for yourself, defense debuff resistance 50, and human killer 10 when attacking with magic attacks. So Halloween Lucia herself is going to get a big time power up from this. Really like this book for her, and it's going to be a nice book to have for that magic attack resist pin if you want it for your other book people. We were also going to be getting the Raven Cloak this week. This is an evasion piece of gear, and it's a really good one. So the dodge variant here is probably what you're looking at building, unless you just want this as like a piece of gear with 18 luck on it. But dodge version going to give you 18 luck and 15 evade. You're also going to be getting 10 more evade down here from the passive effect. Critical evasion 20, and if you are a thief, ninja, marauder, or fencer, you're going to be getting 10% agility that comes off after you receive 1 hit, and then AoE resistance 10 for self. So again, more AoE resist. This is from gear this time. That's really nice. And the 10% agility buff will help you dodge and go faster. You will lose that buff after you get hit once, but you're an evasion unit running this piece of gear in most situations, so keep dodging, you'll keep that evasion buff. This is a really nice piece of evasion gear. And it's an accessory. It's an accessory that's wearable by a whole lot of people. Don't sleep on that. That's very important as well. And all of that is the new stuff we're getting this week. So I will personally be working on water selection quests, the high level ones, so I can get my Rayches ready to go with my Chunok for this guild raid coming up tomorrow. That's what I'm going to be doing with my game tonight. You guys have fun too. That's the new stuff. I don't know. I'm like having this is like the second video in a row. I've had an awkward closing to the video, but how about I just say have a nice day, everybody, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.